Hey YouTube, Kier Twig here, bringing you guys my Batteryman Yugioh deck profile for June 2018. Actually, we wanted to give you guys this deck profile ever since we got the new Batteryman support in the latest Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster Pack, and probably one of the last decks I'll do for the support from Flames of Destruction, just to look forward to some of the new stuff coming out, including the stuff in the Battles of Legend Booster Pack, and a couple other things down the road. Definitely excited to give you guys like Time Lords, the Fairy Tale stuff, and even a new Rocket deck profile with all we're hopefully getting in that pack. But like I said, this one's actually been one of my favorites for a while now. I loved how the Batterymen worked, and they've just received so many different cards with 9-volt in Duelist Alliance, and now with Solar Charge in the latest pack. But let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So to start off with the deck, I run 3 Batteryman Microcell. I wanted to run the pure version for this Batteryman deck. I know a lot of decks that run this run the artifact version, but I wanted to see my best I could do with the pure version with all Batterymen. But 3 Microcell, it sets up a lot of different plays as a flip effect to special summon 1 level 4 or lower Batteryman monster from your deck except for Batteryman Microcell. And after the card has been flipped face up, when it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you draw a card. So you have draw power with this card, and the fact that you also have the special summon sets up a lot of different plays, since the one you mostly want to go for with this card is Batteryman 9-volt. With this one, when this card is summoned, you can add 1 Batteryman monster from your deck to your hand, and if you do, this card's attack and defense become double its original attack and defense. You can only use the effect of 9-volt once per turn, and during your end phase, destroy this card. So it's search power. With the special summon, you set up for your tribute of some of your bigger Batterymen basically next turn. So you have your big plays with either your Charger, or if you can get out Fuel Cell, you have those options. Plus, when it's destroyed or if you tribute it, you set up your graveyard for your plays with your Industrial Strength. So using your graveyard and your special summon plays and just swarming out all your different Batterymen are the key plays for this deck. And I also run 3 Batteryman Solar. With this one, when it is normal or special summon, you can send 1 Thunder monster from your deck to the graveyard. If a Thunder monster is normal or special summon while this monster is on the field, you special summon 1 Batteryman token, Thunder Light, and then you can target 1 Batteryman effect monster you control or in your graveyard. Its name becomes that monster's until the end phase. You can only use each effect of Solar once per turn. But you set up basically with that token for basic link plays, which is a big part of the deck, which is why I run heavy link monsters as well. And the send effect, like I said, also fuels some special summon plays, depending on if you want to fuel your graveyard for Industrial Strength, or maybe Back to the Front, or Call the Haunted, or Solar, Monster Reborn, or Soul Charge for all your special summoning, just because you'll get a lot of different Batteryman effects depending on if they're special summoned or not as well, or just like I said, depending on what you send to the graveyard, and special summon back can come in handy also. And for some of the bigger ones, I run 3 Batteryman Charger. With this one, when this card is normal summoned, you can special summon 1 Batteryman monster except Charger from your hand or deck. This card gains 300 attack and defense for each Thunder type monster you control. So you have the power play with this, but the fact that it's normal summon means you also want to normal summon it out through the tribute. So you can either tribute your Batteryman, or you can use Monarch Stormforth as well to help with this card. Both options available to you when you summon it out. And also 3 Batteryman Fuel Cell. I believe I mentioned this one earlier. It's kind of like the easy special summon of the deck. If you control 2 or more face-up Batteryman monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand, and once per turn you can tribute 1 Batteryman monster, accept this card to select 1 card your opponent controls, and return it to the owner's hand. So you can get rid of link monsters, extra deck monsters with this card, anything that's on the field that, in returns it would go to the extra deck, or, just take care of it from the field and not actually return to your opponent's hand with this. But like I said, you just need 2 or more, so even if you flip Fuel Cell and special 9-volt, you have this from your hand to special summon as well. So 2100 attack point monster, can't go wrong with that easy special summon. It can also help for link summon plays if you want to go that route. And for the last of the Batteryman monsters, I run 2 Batteryman Industrial Strength. I kind of like to think of it as like the Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning of the deck. It cannot be normal summon or set. It cannot be special summon except by removing from play 2 Batteryman monsters from your graveyard. And once per turn, you can remove from play 1 Thunder type monster from your graveyard to destroy 1 monster and 1 spell trap on the field. So it's an easy special summon with pretty decent attack points as well. But you also have the monster and spell and trap destruction ability, which really really is good for the fact that you don't just get to choose one, you get both. So you can take care of a field spell, back row, monster, and then just swing big with this. And if you have some other Batterymen, which hopefully you do, because you don't have to, like I said, tribute this guy out. You just have to banish from your graveyard. With cards like Solar, very easy to accomplish. And the only non-Batteryman monster that I do run in the deck would be Honest. I run 3 of it. Just a good card to run. Also, if you're going for the budget play, obviously you can run Honest instead of cards like Ash Blossom, if you can't. Because most of this deck is pretty budget. But Honest, they're all lights as well. So you have protection for them when they're on the field, especially cards like Micro Cell or 9-Volt, if they're just, with their lowered attack for sure. And that is it for the monsters. We will now move on to the spells. I run 3 Batteryman Charger. This card, you pay 500 life points to special summon 1 Batteryman monster from your graveyard. So with your send effects, like with Solar, you can easily special summon them back to the field, which is why I like to run this card at 3 now. Just plenty of Monster Reborn cards for your setup. So definite 3 of with this. It's just a 500 life point pay, so definitely worth it in total. And also 3 Short Circuit. With this one, you activate only if you control 3 or more Batteryman monsters. Destroy all cards your opponent controls. So with Industrial Strength and Fuel Cell, you have plenty of ways to take care of your opponent's cards. And then if you can just get plenty of monsters out and then attack your opponent, you have the game right there. And Short Circuit just helps with that to take care of all your opponent's cards. Since it says destroy all cards, all you need to do is get 3 Batteryman. And with cards like Battery Charger, Monster Reborn, Soul Charge, you can easily get 3 on the field and make use of this card. And you want to draw it, which is why I run 3. And I also run 3 Infernal Reckless Summon, with Micro Cell being your main play. Very easy to special summon out Batteryman, and then you can special summon out the multiples, since we run 3 of most of the important ones, and then just make full use of this card as well. If you get those monsters out and use their effects, then you can also use them for the link summoning, so you have plenty of monsters on the field to use for those as well. And I also run 1 Monster Reborn and 1 Soul Charge. Pretty standard, like I stated earlier. You want to special summon a lot of them to the field to use for other plays, so pretty staple. And lastly for the spells, just 1 Regeki. Along with the Short Circuit, you have plenty of ways to clear out your opponent and all of the plays that they make, so that's why I finish up with the spells. For the traps, I run 2 Call of the Haunted. I run 2 Call of the Haunted and 1 Back to the Front. It's just the ratios I've found best with this, because basically the whole play just runs all together with the deck, meaning you get out your monsters, you special summon them back, so you have plenty of options just to reuse your Batterymen and then special summon them back to the field. And Call of the Haunted and Back to the Front definitely help with this. You can go for the 3 Call of the Haunted, or you can try all Back to the Fronts. It's just that ratio combo that I mostly enjoyed with the deck in that number. And I also run 2 Solemn Strike, 1 Solemn Warning, and 1 Solemn Judgment. The biggest thing is if your opponent has answers for basically your monster effects, and there are monsters on the field that you just wouldn't be able to take care of with, Batteryman monster effects, so you have these to solve that issue. And lastly, 1 Bottomless. This can even be Torrential, or lastly, just a trap option for you with this card. Like I said, it's definitely just up to the player when it comes to this one. And now moving on to the extra deck, I run 1 Borreload Dragon. Some of the big plays for sure, if you go out with the Soul Charge, you can get this card out very easily. For the Nightmare monsters, Nightmare Phoenix, Unicorn, and Cerberus, and Goblin for some of the other ones, especially with Goblin, making use of the additional normal summon with this deck especially. And all you need for the Nightmare monsters, like I said, are the 2 monsters with different names. So very easy with Micro Cell, and then whatever it special summons to the field to make use of those link summons as well. And I also run 1 Underclock Taker, 1 Topologic, 1 Decode Talker, 1 Trisbana, 1 Gaia Saber, and 1 Proxy Dragon to finish off the link monsters. And then for the Exceed monsters, I run 1 Starliege Paladynamo for the light plays. Very easy to use with the deck. 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Castel, and 1 Constellar M7 for the rank 6s that you can sometimes get off with your Batteryman where is it? It's right here. Charger, since he is a level 5, you want to go for the Fuel Cell special summons with these two to overlay into that. Or you can have some other level rank 5 plays as well. You can mix around your Exceed monsters just to basically go for the levels that you want. Volcasaurus also works well for the rank 5s with the Charger, like I said, if you want that option. But all of them are open to you depending on what you go into the most. And I find that rank 4s are ones I definitely go into a lot when I'm not link summoning. And lastly, I didn't have the Monarch Stormforth in here. If I were to take out anything, it would either be one back to the front or just one of the short circuits, just to add that in so you have that tribute option when you're going up against your opponent monsters as well. But yep, that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Once again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and until next time, Kira Twig out.